Hello everyone and welcome to another video on the Ordinary Boy Boxing channel. In today's video I'm going to be reviewing the fight that happened this past Saturday between Bivol and Ramirez. The fight went down in Saudi Arabia, Ramirez coming in at 44-0 against Bivol, the champion, 20-0. I did do a quick pick a few days ago for this fight and I predicted that Bivol would win by unanimous decision. Going into the fight, the past three for each opponent. So Bivol, coming into this fight, he beat Craig Richards by unanimous decision. He then beat Umar Salamov, I think it said, by unanimous decision. And then obviously his fight just before was his unanimous decision win against Canelo Alvarez. Ramirez, he fought Sullivan Barrera, who he knocked out. He then fought Unesca Gonzalez, probably said that name completely wrong, by TKO, and then finally Dominic Bozel by KO. So yeah, what I'll do is what we always do in these videos. So I'll go through each round. I'll tell you how I scored it, a sentence or two about each round, and we'll see if I scored the fight the same as the judges. So the fight started off round one. There was a good exchange from both men in this round. I did give it to Bivol this round for the better punches, and he ended the round really well. So that's round one, that's a 10-9 for Bivol. Going into round two, good combos here from Ramirez. I actually gave this round to Ramirez as he had more success with the combos. He was getting caught coming in a bit though. So I gave that a 10-9 to Ramirez in round two. On to round three, clever work here from Bivol. He was timing Ramirez really well. Some good shots from both men in this round, but I did give round three to Bivol. So that's a 10-9 in round three to Bivol. On to round four, clever aggression in this round from Bivol. He was timing Ramirez really well and he was picking his moments well. Bivol was making Ramirez pay for any mistakes he was making. There was a good jab from Ramirez in this fight and in this round, but it just wasn't used enough, I didn't feel. I did edge this round to Bivol in round four for the more effective flurries. So in round four, that's a 10-9 to Bivol. On to round five, Ramirez with smarter aggression in this round than he had showed in the previous rounds. He was in this round backing Bivol up. Bivol did land some vicious punches in this round though, but it was better from Ramirez. But what I felt that when Ramirez was caught, he was really pressuring Bivol well, but when he was caught in this round, he then backed off again and just didn't pressure enough. He started off well, but didn't continue it into the round. So I did think that cost him. So I give round five to Bivol, a 10-9. Round six, Ramirez, very wary of Bivol now. He was far too tentative in this round to let much go. Every exchange that did happen between both men, Bivol was coming off the better. So again, round six is a 10-9 to Bivol. Round seven, Ramirez now finding himself getting backed up on the ropes. Massive round for Bivol in round seven. Very impressed with him. He was patient, but he's also ready to exchange when the opportunity arose. Bivol won this round easy in round seven, so that's 10-9 to Bivol. Round eight came. Ramirez seemed to be running out of ideas at this point. I had this round fairly even until the last minute when Bivol again landed a massive flurry to win the round. Ramirez finally, actually, in this round, did get Bivol on the ropes, but he just couldn't land anything, and that must have been really disheartening. You know, he finally had him where he wanted him, and nothing was landing. So in round eight, I give that a 10-9 to Bivol. Round nine, Ramirez just not letting his hands go enough. Ramirez was having a good round up until Bivol just unloaded. He caught him with several headshots. There was just no defence from Ramirez. He was just getting caught by these headshots, and that won him the round. That won Bivol the round. Ramirez from this point needed to go for it, I felt, because he was definitely not winning it on points. So in round nine, I gave that a 10-9 to Bivol. On to the final few rounds then. Round 10, Ramirez really struggling with Bivol's speed. Better punches in this round from Ramirez. and it was a quiet round for Bivol. I gave this round to Ramirez for that reason, based on the activity. So that's a 10-9 to Ramirez in round 10. On to round 11, Ramirez was taking more chances, but he was getting tagged more and more as he was coming in. A good effort from Ramirez in this round, but Bivol was the more intelligent boxer. So that's a 10-9 in round 11 to Bivol. And the final round, more of the same really. In round 12, Bivol was taking advantage of Ramirez's lack of defence, which wasn't great throughout the whole fight, but it got progressively worse as the rounds went on. So round 12, again, I gave that to Bivol, a 10-9. So Bivol wins round 12. So as the fight ended, so I scored it 118-110 to Dmitry Bivol. The judges, one judge had the same as me, 118-110. And the two other judges had 117-111, all to Bivol. So Bivol winning by unanimous decision. That is what I predicted in my quick pick. So yeah, I'm pleased I got that right. Off to a good start on the channel again with a correct prediction. My thoughts on this fight. So the size difference first was crazy. Yeah, the size difference between Bivol and Ramirez. Ramirez was absolutely massive. It looked like they were in completely different weight classes. Bivol's speed was a noticeable difference between the two, and it really had an effect on this fight. I was surprised that Bivol was backing Ramirez down for a lot of this fight. Obviously with the size difference as well. It's not how I saw that fight. I didn't see the fight going that way. I thought Bivol would be backed, be on the back foot for quite a lot of the fight, and he wasn't at all. So that was really good from Bivol. Just fantastic ring IQ as well from Bivol. He knows when to punch and he knows when not to punch. Really clever aggression from Bivol. The one thing I will say about Ramirez, he's got a good chin. You know, I do think he got caught with some really big punches from Bivol, and he withstood them. Not great to be getting hit, obviously, but a positive is that he has got a good chin. Bivol, he knows what he needs to do to win the rounds. There was rounds where he would pace it really well, not use too much energy, and then have a massive flurry and land loads of punches, and it would win in the round, and he did that consistently. So the correct winner from the judges for me, for Bivol. Really impressed with him. What happens now? Well, Bivol, there's a lot of talk about the Canelo rematch. I'll give Bivol a lot of credit as well. He did get asked about that in the post-fight interview, and he said, you know, he wants to unify the division, but he understands that that's going to be hard to make at the moment, so he would take the Canelo rematch. If they fought again, judging from what I've seen from Canelo, obviously recently with Golovkin and Bivol on Saturday night, I don't see that fight going any differently. I think Bivol would win again, so I don't know if that's the smart move for Canelo. Obviously, Bivol wants to go for that unification fight. That's going to be very hard to make, as these fights always are in boxing. I do hope we get it against Beterbiev, but I don't know. I never trust boxing to land the big fights, but that is the fight to make. As for Ramirez, you know, he was 44-0 coming in, an amazing record. I'd imagine he'll carry on and fight. You know, his name's now a bit bigger. He's a Mexican fighter, and they're always very marketable. So I'm sure he will fight again. I hope he's not too disheartened from this. I think he was up against one of the pound-for-pound best at the moment, and he came up short, and there's no shame in that. You know, he has a lot of good qualities. He would be 44-0 if he didn't. So I do hope that he's not too disheartened and does come again. I'm sure we will. So yeah, I thought the fight was good. It's what I expected, really. The only surprise, obviously, was that Bivol was commanding the ring as much as he did. But yeah, this is what I predicted, and the fight went how I thought. It was an okay fight. Here in the UK, it was shown free on DAZN. I'm not sure about other countries, but which was the right decision. It's nice to get some fights for your subscription money and not have to pay the extra pay-per-view. So, but yeah, it was a good fight, and I look forward to seeing what both men do next. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of the fight. How did you score it? Did you have Bivol winning? I'm guessing you probably did. And did you give Ramirez any rounds? Maybe I was a bit kind to give him 2. Let me know in the comments below. Also, don't forget to like this video, and please do subscribe so I can keep producing more of these videos for you. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I shall see you in the next video.